My girlfriend 25 female called me 26M, a racial slur in bed. This happened last night and I'm still not sure what to think about it. I'm Hispanic and my girlfriend is white. We were coworkers for a couple months before I took another job and we started going out 3 months ago. We're pretty active in bed. Nothing crazy, but we're two horny adults who like to have sex pretty regularly. Last night she stayed at my place and she said she wanted me to be rough with her. Like force myself on her. Basically to rape her. It was a little weird, but I thought about it and decided to give it a try. I had her pinned down on the bed, holding her hands together above her head, and she started talking dirty. When we really started to go at it, that's when she said it. She said out loud, "Yeah, F me you dirty thing B3 Anner." I did not agree to be called any racial slurs whatsoever. This actually made me stop and I asked her, "What did you just call me?" She laughed, saying sorry that she lost herself for a minute because I was making her feel so good. It still didn't sit right with me. Only a few times in my life I was called a B3 Anner, and that was by my racist principal and some drunk dickheads at a bar once. I never thought I'd hear my own girlfriend call me that. TBH, I wasn't in the mood after that because it really put me off. She apologized and said she didn't think it was such a big deal because it was part of the fantasy. Basically wanting to be raped by a Mexican dude. She says she won't call me that again but wants to try the rape fantasy again. But I don't think I wanna, since it feels like my race is part of her fetish and I don't know how to feel about that right now. The whole thing just seems racist to me. Like, she's fetishizing you and your race? It's pretty dehumanizing. Nah son, she fetishizes your race. Subtle racism. Edit. Also, this is coming from a black woman. My whole race is fetishized on the daily. BBC. Black women must like it rough. All that BS. So when I say she is fetishizing you, I am saying she does not see you as an equal. You are someone that can fulfill her racial fetish. Cuban here GTFO. Just imagine how damaging it would be if she lost herself for a minute with your future children and calls them a slur. I'm Hispanic too. Hell nah. As an Asian woman who is fetishized often, I say leave her. Personally, once I find out someone's attracted to me because it's part of their fetish, I dip. I want someone to want me for me, not because of my race. You deserve better. In the words of Iron Maiden, run to the hills. Nothing good will ever come with staying with a train wreck in the making. Yeah, this is a known fetish in the BDSM community called raceplay. I am a white lady into it, and before you crucify me, I have had partners who were very into it as well. Having said that, this fetish is controversial enough that you do not fucking spring it on your partner without talking to them first. And if they're not into it, you drop it right away. I don't trust anyone with a fetish like that. GTFO. Oh hell no. If she thinks that thinking of you as a racist slur is so much part of her fantasy that she didn't even have to check with you first before busting out with it, that means she thinks those things just naturally go together. Even now, she doesn't see what the problem is. Yeah, that's weird. That word doesn't just slip out if you've never said it before. Like that word would never even occur to me. Your girlfriend is racist, bro. She fetishized you and you should run. Won't be surprised that when you end it, she will accuse you of RPE. As an Asian guy, IK fetishization when I see it because of the K-pop shit going on nowadays. She is 100,000% fetishizing you. And it seems like she looks down on your race too, which is sometimes the case with fetishization. That's fucked. Huge red flag. So she thinks Mexicans are rapists and so your race fits with her rape fantasy? Oof, that doesn't sit right. She laughed. Fuck that. Bye. Also, pretty fucking weird that she told you one part of the fetish, rape play, but not the other part, race play. What the fuck is up with that? Did she think it was a given? Yuck. Hell not lol, fuck this puta. Not okay. You have to decide what type of person she is and if you want to continue Tijuma's relationship. At the very least, the two of you have to learn how BDSM works. How to properly role play and whatnot. This should fix the problem you mentioned, unless it's something deeper going on with her. I've heard that re-fantasies are a thing, so no judgment comment there. The racial slur, yikes. Not only is that a boundary violation in bed, that's dehumanizing. Your race is not a novelty, and that is just not okay. She said she wanted me to be rough with her. Like force myself on her. Basically to rape her. I did not agree to be called any racial slurs whatsoever. She says she won't call me that again but wants to try the rape fantasy again. Looks like you're grappling with 1. Racism and 2. The fantasy. She's already shown her racism, so it's up to you if you want to consent to more of this. What does B3 Anner mean? Yeah, that's not rape play, that's race play. Without consent it's just racism. This is an example of an extremely controversial fetish. She is blatantly obviously into race play, which to the majority of people is considered racist. The fact she pushed this on you without consent is beyond fucked, especially when you were in a vulnerable position. She obviously doesn't value your consent and doesn't respect you at all, so get out and don't look back. She specifically fantasizes about getting raped by a Mexican. How is she ever going to convince you that she doesn't see most Mexicans as rapists now? Because to me it sounds like if she thinks she is doing something naughty or kinky just by dating you. All the other disturbing shit aside, I'm really confused how that word felt in any way sexy to her. I just said it in my head and felt like a fucking idiot. I'd fuck her again but call her a white Karen. This is the way. Yikes. There is a lot to unpack here. I think your girlfriend has some shit to work through and it's not your job to waste your energy trying to explain why that was weird, fetishizing, racist bullshit. I am sorry op. I don't know how you get past that. Your girlfriend is racist, bro. Those words don't even cross the mind of someone who isn't. You're a fetish to her, not a person. WTF. I've been called B3 Anner and W3T back multiple times in my life and it is what it is, but I've never been called either of those while balls deep in a chick. She's got some weird ass rape fantasy, bro, and maybe you might want to drop the relationship. This is very yikes. You are valid in feeling the way you feel. I would leave her. This is so weird. Her losing herself has nothing to do with calling you a slur. Now you just know what her twisted fetish is. Gross. Bro, what the fuck, you don't just spring a rape fantasy in the middle of sex. The racism on top of it is just extra fucking bad. Sorry this happened op. As a Latina, I'm horrified. That's so disgusting and I can't even imagine how she thought something so racist and insulting was hot. It's not something that just slips out. She's garbage, sorry not sorry. Yeah, no, that's a big no from me, cousin. She got lost in the moment, really translates to, this is how she really feels. It's the same with being drunk. If they say something while drunk, chances are that's what they were really thinking in the back of their minds. If it was truly a kink, the right way to do it was to consult you and ask you first before doing that, especially something so sensitive. Do with that information what you will. She said out loud, yeah, F me you dirty thing B3 Anner. I'm still trying to figure out what B3 Anner is. Please dump her. This is so wrong. So there's two pussies in this relationship? It seems like she is fetishizing your skin color. That isn't okay. Before you let the mob here convince you to dump and ghost her immediately, let's make sure we're not reading too much into this. Sure, she strayed from rape play into race play, but unless she's well versed in BDSM concepts, she probably doesn't even realize this. I suggest you read up on it, talk to her and see if you can establish suitable boundaries going forward. You are a fetish for her, I'm sorry. She is racist, that kind of stuff doesn't slip out unless you think it often or have Tourette's. She got Tourette's? I like to be non-consenting as well, and would never call someone an awful term like that unless they asked me to, and even then I think I'd be too turned off to participate. She's not full-blown KKK racist, but that nefarious subtle racist that isn't aware of being so, because they don't want to acknowledge that they need to do better. Tell her that her fish taco is your racism reparations. Open mouth smile. Women don't stay in long-term relationships with men they don't respect. She may view your race as savage and edgy, but I don't think you should be upset by that. She likes what you are. What do you like or not like about her? Her commenting on your race in bed is no different than her commenting on your muscles or dick size or anything else about you. Unacceptable behavior. Grimace and dangerous territory. If she feels comfortable enough to use slurs at you during an intimate and safe space, how would she react when in a heated argument with you? Do you think she'll use the same hateful racial slurs outside the bedroom? Something doesn't sit right here at all up. People like her show their true colors one way or another, and she did it here. Do you really want a racist GF? Yikes on bikes. You need to run from this racist. If she called you a slur because she lost herself, that just means she thinks of you as that slur but never uses it. Plus, she's fetishizing you. Dump her. Hoo boy, you should read the Colonel Sanders post from last week. I just learned a new racial slur. I thought the word is for people who works around beans. Imagine you were Chinese and she called you a dirty fucking CHNK without your consent. Imagine you were black and she called you a dirty fucking NGGER without your consent. As a Hispanic American, if this happened to me, I'd have to have a very serious conversation with my GF. I'd explain everything you're feeling RN, and if she doesn't genuinely understand and feel remorse over what she's said and done, I'd break up with her. You also should evaluate for yourself if she will say she's sorry, but do it again in a few months. Or I'd break up with her right away. IDK, and I certainly hope I never have to find out. Sorry bro. Hope you get better. That's not okay, in any situation, to call someone something that's not positive.